Dear learners of Standard 9, welcome back to my today's class. Hopefully, you all are safe and sound at home by the blessings of Almighty Allah. In my previous class, I had discussed about the four terrestrial planets of the solar system. Today, I will discuss about the rest four large low density giant planets of the solar system. That means the Sun family comprising the Sun and its planets, minor planets, asteroids, comet, aerolids. That means the seven major heavenly bodies is called the solar system. And the Sun is the center point of the solar system, and there are also 8 planets. So beforehand I had discussed the terrestrial 4 planets, that means Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, and today I am going to discuss the 4 giant planets, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. First, before going to discuss these 4 planets, I want to tell you about the asteroids. What is asteroid? That means in Bengali it is known as Grohanu Punjo. So asteroids are small rocky objects that orbit the Sun. Although asteroids orbit the Sun like the planets, and they are much smaller than planets. Most asteroids in our solar system can be found in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. A luminary with a diameter less than 1.6 km to 805 km is called asteroids. So dear learners, we can say numerous small planets are orbiting together in between Mars and Jupiter, and there is no other planet in this extent. And the asteroids are small and rocky objects that also orbit the Sun like all the planets, but they are small in size. So, and their size vary. There are different types of asteroids in our solar system. So follow the different types of asteroids. The different types of asteroids here in this image, and here follow the asteroid belt. So this is the typical figure of the solar system you are observing, and this Sun is the regulator of the solar system. Then Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. Mars is the red planet, and Mars and Jupiter. So I told you that means the asteroids, smaller planets orbiting together in between Mars and Jupiter, in between the planets Mars and Jupiter, and they form the asteroid belts. So numerous small planets orbiting in between Mars and Jupiter, and they form the asteroid belt. This like the planets, they are also orbiting around the Sun. So this is the asteroids. So where did asteroids come from? Can you remember? You have learnt in standard 8 where did planets and satellites come from? So follow. Scientists think that the Sun, the planets and their satellites are formed from a huge cloud of gas and dust around 4,500 million years ago. A star near the cloud exploded, making the cloud to spin. As the cloud spun around and stuck together to form a lump. So in time the stars crashed into each other and that formed satellites. So same way asteroids also formed. So asteroids are left over from the formation of our solar system, and our solar system began from about 4.6 billion years ago, when a big cloud of gas and dust collapsed. And when this happened, most of the material fell to the center of that cloud of gas and dust and formed the Sun. Some of the condensing dust in the cloud of gas and dust became planets, and the objects in the asteroid belt never had the chance to be incorporated into planets. So they are leftovers from that time long ago when planets formed. So dear learners, and we know the planets, satellites don't radiate heat and light. So asteroids also don't radiate heat and light because they are not big enough to start the nuclear reaction as happened in the different types of stars. So next follow. Now I will start the explanation from the planet Jupiter. So what we know, the Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Jupiter is the fifth planet in our solar system. Jupiter is the largest gas giant planet in our solar system. Jupiter has more gravity than Earth and Mars combined. If we combine the Earth and Mars, the gravity of Jupiter will be more. And Jupiter has many storms and a ring made of dust. Some features or characteristics of Jupiter follow. Its measure is equivalent to about 1300-fold of that of the Earth. Its diameter is 1,42,800 km. It is about 77.8 crore km away from the Sun. Jupiter orbits the Sun once in 12 years and on its own axis in 9 hours and 53 minutes. The Sun rises and sets in this planet twice in one Earth day. It has 16 satellites, of which Ganymede, then Callisto, Io and Europa are the most important. So let's observe the satellites here. Follow this Europa, then Io, then Callisto and Ganymede. So these are the satellites of the Jupiter. Now I will discuss about the Saturn, the ring planets of the solar system. Follow the Saturn. So Saturn is the only planet of the solar system that is less dense than water. The rings of Saturn are made up of small ice and rock particles. Saturn has 82 confirmed satellites composed largely of ice. Two of these, Titan and Enceladus, show signs of geological activity. And Titan, the second largest moon in the solar system, is larger than Mercury. So the Titan, which is the satellite of the Saturn planet, that is larger than the Mercury planet. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest in the solar system after Jupiter. It is a gas giant with an average radius of about 9 times of that of Earth. It only has 1/8 the average density of Earth. However, with its large volume, Saturn is over 95 times more massive. So dear learners, by this time you have learned enough information about Saturn. So Saturn is the second largest planet of the solar system and it is 143 crore kilometer away from the Sun. It orbits the Sun once in 29 years and 5 months and on its own axis once in 10 hours and 40 minutes. So Saturn is the larger than the Earth by 9-fold approximately, and also the possesses of atmosphere of the Saturn containing mixture of hydrogen and helium, methane and ammonia gases. Let's know about Uranus, bluish planet. So Uranus is the third planet, largest planet of the solar system. It is 287 crore kilometer away from the Sun. It orbits the Sun once in 84 years. Its atmosphere possesses a vast amount of methane gas. So who discovered the planet Uranus? Uranus was discovered in 1781 by William Herschel. Uranus was the first planet found using a telescope. Uranus is an ice giant planet and nearly 4 times larger than the Earth. Uranus has 27 known moons or satellites, most of which are named after literary characters. So like Saturn, Jupiter and Neptune, Uranus is a ringed planet also. And it has 5 satellites, of which the large ones are Miranda, Ural, Oberon, Umbriel and Titania. So let's see the moons of the Uranus: Oberon, Titania, Umbriel, Ariel and Miranda. Next, we will know about the planet Neptune. Neptune has 4 faint rings. Some parts of these rings are brighter in areas than others and appear like arcs orbiting the planet. And here the characteristics of Neptune follow. Average diameter is 48,400 kilometers. It is 450 crore away from the Sun. It has two satellites mentionable, that is Triton and Nereid. Now, Neptune accompanied in its orbit by a number of minor planets termed Neptune Trojans. So what is the Trojans? Follow. A Neptune Trojan is an asteroid which is in the same orbit as the planet Neptune, and their name comes from the Trojan asteroids which have the same orbital period as a planet. So in the same planet, in the same orbit of the Neptune, we can see the asteroids. These are known as the Neptune Trojans. So Neptune, like Uranus, is an ice giant planet. It's similar to a gas giant. It is made of a thick soup of water, ammonia and methane flowing over a solid core about the size of the Earth. So Neptune has a thick windy atmosphere. So dear learners, about Neptune, more and more information I have tried to give you. So Neptune is the 8th and furthest known solar planet from the Sun. In the solar system, it is the 4th largest planet by diameter, the 3rd most massive planet, and the densest giant planet. It is 17 times the mass of Earth, slightly more massive than its near twin Uranus. Neptune is denser and physically smaller than Uranus because its greater mass causes more gravitational compression of its atmosphere. So, dear learners, you must have to read the Sun family, that means the solar system, and each and every characteristics and features of this Sun family or solar system is very, very important. Here, the characteristics of feature which I have told you by this time about these 8 planets, you must have to memorize, and you must take this concept and turn this concept into knowledge. Thank you all.